welcome to Show Up, Stand Out online visibility series for entrepreneurs. My name is Juliet Stapleton. I'm known as the Queen of Visibility, and this is Show Up, Stand Out, a show that brings you amazing entrepreneurs from all over the world to share their experiences with you, strategies, tips, everything to get you going, show up, and move forward. And my guest today is amazing Asa Leveaux. I am so excited. Let me just like give you a bullet points list of his achievements. International professional speaker, 2 times best-selling author, although I think that it's like 4 times almost, because it's 2 times Amazon, 2 times Walmart, isn't it? So we have a lot there. Awarded entrepreneur who has the capacity to make a difference for you and your organization. And we have so much more. And I'm just going to pass it to Asa to tell you. Asa, hello, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Asa, let's address this thing about starting a business. I know, a lot of entrepreneurs, and probably you're not an exception as well. We have this in us, even as children. Some take advantage of that, some don't. I didn't take advantage of that until I was 40, but I always knew something is. Now I see the why.
You're not 40.
Yeah, a little more. So the thing, yeah, guys, I apologize. I should have said that before the show, so we don't bring back that topic again. I think it happens too often. But let's talk about this journey. For most people, the journey to their first, say, 10K is such a long, hard, because it's true. It's the longest and the hardest truth. Then you figure out things. How was it for you? Just talk to us about your journey.
So first off, thank you for letting me be here. Listeners that are watching, that are listening to this, I am here for you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. So I am Asa Leveaux, and my journey to my first 10K did not look like this whole trajectory of just, that. It didn't like a rocket ship. It looked like moments of dread and fear and choking on my own possibilities and being stagnant and I had a store when I was 22 years old. And so I have the store. I think in my little 22-year-old mind that if I build it, they will come. And guess what? That's not what happens. What happened was I built it. I got the catalogs. I had my store looking so good. I had signage. I cut the ribbon, and then I sat behind my register, and I was pissed off at everybody except me that my cash register had no money in it. That's what it actually looked like. And so, yeah, I told everybody I had a store, but what was actually happening is I had a hobby, and because I had no money coming in.
That's it. And it's so funny you said that, because I always say, build it and they come was in the 90s, right? Now, even then, if it was a physical store, no, it doesn't work like this, But now, build it and go fetch them. That's more like it. And everybody's focusing on building, and they don't want to know about fetching. It's like what you said. And then they get aggressive and angry and distressed with everything else and everybody else. They'll blame their website for the fact that there's no customers. And we just have to.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have to address the elephant in the room.
You're right. The elephant in the room is you, boo. It is you. And I know it doesn't feel great. I know that doesn't align with your spirituality. However, I need you to wake the hell up and realize it's your fault. And because guess what? When it's working and when it's done well, and when you can't keep up with all the different possibilities, guess what? That's your fault too. So it doesn't matter if it's bad or good. It's your business. So you have to take responsibility for everything that happens within that business.
It's the hardest thing, isn't it? It's the hardest thing, and it's the best thing that can happen to you. And it happened to me as well. There was a moment after 6 years running a business when I realized this is not a business. I'm just a glorified employee who sends out my invoices, but I'm not an entrepreneur, and I'm not taking responsibility, and I'm still feeling insecure and trapped and everything. And it was until I took that responsibility, and it was the scariest thing. It really is, because you have to make decisions. If you were used to bend backwards for everybody, you will have to say, well, you know what, that doesn't serve me anymore. And it's the scariest thing sometimes, to just let it go and bring other things in. But it's so rewarding.
It is so rewarding. And I know what it looks like when you don't have it. I know, because I can, telling yourself that you're an entrepreneur, people are tagging you in entrepreneurial posts, and at the same time on welfare. At the same time, not being able to feed my son. At the same time, not being able to buy a coach, not because I didn't think a coach wasn't a needed thing. I had no money. I had nothing to give. So now I know what it's like to have coach. I know what it's like to have a team. I know what it's like to take my son to not only feed him, but take him on a cruise. And now we're planning a trip for Paris. Like is what it looks like on the other side of entrepreneurship. When you first break that $10,000, when you break that $50,000, a lot can happen because you now feel that, okay, it's happening and I can build a systemized way of doing this repeatedly over time.
It's true. I think it's important to remember that the journey to the first 10K, or, depending on where you are and what economical situations, could be even a 5K for you to be, comfortable. But this journey is the slowest, and it takes most patience, and it takes lack of clarity, no clarity, just taking action without, trying, testing, take U-turns if you need to. This is what scares people. They think if they, how come that it didn't work out? If I thought that, this is the way it is. But it's not. For everybody, it's a different way, and you have to figure out your unique way. And then, and plus all these doors you have to open for yourself, all the resistances, oh, I'm afraid of selling. I feel so bad, reaching out. I feel so bad. How am I going to talk to strangers? You want to build, I want to grow my business, but business is sales. But I want to help people. So there is just all this mess. And of course you have to go through that and find, peace, all these things, don't you? But what you said just now is important. When you're on your own, and sometimes you might not be able to afford the coach or anything like that, but it's very difficult if you don't have support. And this is, I think that's what we are doing. It's all about support. It's not even about to train you to do it. YouTube has everything these days.
It does.
Everybody's over delivering. If you want, you can go. But, it's going to take you hundreds of years, and maybe life, even though I do believe that I don't have this thing as like we're running out of time, but anything can happen, So you have to be smart. And this is why the support comes into place. And I know that you're yourself now supporting other entrepreneurs.
I do. And the way I support entrepreneurs is I help them get their first $10,000 in business. And it's through something that I created. And the reason why I created it, because I know what it's like to be a person that is coachable and wants a coach, but you just don't have all the time, and you just don't have all the money. And you're like, okay, I don't even know what to Google right now, because I don't even know what to do right. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what I don't know. So because of that, that's why I built something called the Entrepreneur Playbook that really, really provides a point-by-point, play-by-play direction in where you need to go next. So my thing is, why are you worrying about, your project management software when you've never made a sale? But as an entrepreneur, you might be thinking, oh, I need Asana, I need Basecamp. No, you need money. It's okay.
So funny. Can I just say, I just created my first database after 2 years running an online business, and the 6 years before, my first database.
Mm-hmm.
I am now. It's time. Before that, it was just nothing to put there. There is no
exactly
to put there. So, very good point.
Yeah, everybody wants to make their business card without making a sale. So the business card and buying a fax machine and all those different things, yeah, it's great to post about, but it doesn't mean you're actually in business. It just means you're in a constant state of preparing. You're not actually doing. So I desire to take you from this constant state of preparing, this constant idea that social media is all about memes, and all you're doing is creating memes all day. Well, how about we stop creating memes and start creating money? That's the point.
And that's the scariest one, that everybody, and I was the same in a way, I'd rather spend 5 hours tweaking my website, and I love doing that, instead of sending 50 messages to people and just to connect without even a sale. But it's the scariest thing. You need to always think what scares you most. And I think that shows you what you need to do.
Of course. And thank you for saying that, because at this point, with all the different speakers that are out there in the world, it does seem cliche that, your next or your success is on the other side of the fear. But guess what? It is. There is nothing that says otherwise. So the moment you get out of that, the moment you start being addicted to being busy, just being busy without any productivity, you will learn that for yourself.
That is so true. That is so true. So your program basically has all these things, because direction is important. And what you said is important. Sometimes you just don't know what to Google. You just don't know how, what is this, and it's like, I'm helping people to understand what Facebook is and how to use that for their visibility. And the same thing is to know, do you need this program, or what is the next step? What is the next step in your, to get more sales? Because, at the end of the day, at the very beginning, it is important to get the cash flow. The cash flow will allow you to feel more secure, will allow you to hire a coach who will take you to the next level, or join a program that will take you to the next level. And yet you mentioned something about the affordability, because people, so is your program a coaching? Is your program, what is it actually essentially?
So the program is me telling you exactly what to do and what action to take. My thing is, you can go to all the Insta stories, you can go to all the YouTube to get the motivation. You can even go to my page to get Facebook Live, but I'm not providing you motivation. I'm telling you, you need to do this next to make this happen. That's all I'm telling you to do. So if you come to me when you want a particular result, not when you want motivation, not when you want someone to hold your hand and say, oh, it's okay, it's not your fault. No, it's your fault. It's totally your fault. And now I want to change what has been happening in your life and in your business by taking this level of action repeatedly, consistently, daily. But that needs to happen. So if you are ready for that, that's what the Entrepreneur Playbook is for. That's why you say yes. That's why you say hell yes. That's why you slap the enroll button and make that happen for yourself.
And is there a particular type of people that you love having in your academy or in your membership?
So I really love people who are a little bit obsessed about entrepreneurship, and they know that this is the thing. Like, I am not for anyone addicted to the slash. What is a slash? A slash is when you get to LinkedIn and they are a life coach / real estate agent / author / pastor / spiritual consultant. I am not the person for the slash. I need you to understand what role you play. What problem do you solve for the people that are waiting for you to show up, and you are passionate about that, and not just passionate, but are ready to add some skill set tactically or strategically to make that thing happen for yourself.
Perfect. I agree. And I know, guys, like, don't get stressed out now and saying like, oh my God, I'm not like this, I'm a slash. Don't get stressed out, because, a lot of us are people who need clarity or something, but it's true, unless you focus on one thing at a time, it's not going to work. It's the same even with, products that you're selling. If you have a value ladder, you have to focus on one thing at a time in a way, when you're promoting everything. It's a big concept. And a lot of people say, but I know so many things. So do I. So does Asa. We're very skilled and multi-talented people and very creative. And yes, it's hard sometimes, but you know what? You'll figure it out as you start taking action. And you may need some help with taking action, so you know which action to take. So it takes that long period of time before you are making money, and it starts, slowing down. So,
and thank you for saying that, though, because I totally was pissed off at a coach for saying that to me the first time, and them saying, Asa, you got to focus on one thing. I'm like, I'm a badass. Like, I know how to do everything. How dare you think that I can only do one thing? Don't pigeonhole me. But I've learned after time that you really do need to be quiet, shut the hell up, and let somebody tell you, look, just focus on this one thing. I promise you, once you create the system for this one thing, then you can pay attention to something else. But let's make this one thing work first.
It's true. And the coach is there because they went through the same thing, Well, if they're real authentic coaches, of course, but but you need to do your homework and talk to people who have experienced, obviously. But it's so true that what it is. We just don't want to take responsibility. We're looping back to the start of this interview. We're afraid to take responsibility and say, you know what? Yes, okay, I'm going to take your advice. I was exactly the same with my first coach that told me what to do, told me exactly, in fact, what to do. And I had for over a year, I had to experience all this, and then came up to all these conclusions myself. And then afterwards, I had a realization that, hang on a second, my coach Nick said all of that to me in the beginning. I just completely dismissed it. I completely ignored it. And then I left a group as well because I just felt it's not working. Guys, don't do that.
Yeah, don't. Coaches allow you to get to places faster. So it's like going from America to London. You could totally get to America to London by boat, but isn't it so much better to get to America to London on a plane?
That is a very good point. You can try walking. But you know as well with people, I think that when they think about coaches like life coaches or business coaches, what they forget is that if you hire a personal trainer, which is a coach, to get, you know, in shape, I'm not even talking about six pack. I'm talking about lose the stubborn 20 pounds. This is my problem, right? Until I get that coach, my husband screaming at me doesn't work. The coach screaming at me, standing over me saying like, another 10 sit-ups, that will work. And that's, I rest my case. This is what we're getting, the accountability, somebody saying, no, you can do this and you need to do this. And that's what you need to do. And so I absolutely love it. I'm now addicted to this whole thing. And I'm addicted to telling people what to do too. I will be honest with you, but they love it. They love it. And I love it too. So, and I have a couple of people, including some people that we know together that are telling me what to do. And I'm, you know, I'm there doing it. And you know what? It has amazing effects. So Asa, back to you. Where do we go to check out your program and join your program, obviously, if it feels right? What is the next step?
Sure. So the next step is to go to entrepreneurplaybook.co. Now, I understand that just because you are an entrepreneur, you may not be able to spell entrepreneur. So because of that, I'm going to spell it out for you. entrepreneurplaybook.co, not com.co. Don't message me and say, Asa's a fraud. I went to com and it wasn't there. No, you went to the wrong thing. It was .co. So go there. It's very simple. All you do is slap the enroll button. And believe me, I have a couple of them for you. So slap that enroll button and let me take care of you. Let me help you get to the next. If that's the 10,000, if that's the 5,000, I am there to support you in that. And anything that you don't see in it, guess what? There's something called training on demand. I get to come support you when you say, Asa, this thing isn't in here. Well, guess what? Give me 10 days and it will be. That's my guarantee. Give me 10 days and it will be.
That is brilliant. And for those of you who are dyslexic like me and even spelling it out doesn't work, I'm going to put a link so you can just click. And by the way, all those enroll now buttons are working. I tested them myself. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Asa, thank you so much. It was a great show. I think that we got a great energy here, but we also touched up on some serious issues. Take responsibility for who you are. Get help. Get direction. You don't need to spend 5-10K right now on a coach. You can just join a support community that will help you go there and get your first limit, whatever goal you're going to set yourself. Asa is one of those people who can take you there, and definitely check him out. Asa, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Dreams and blessings.
And guys, I will see you next week with another episode of Show Up, Stand Out. And for now, keep pushing through those boundaries, keep pushing through those resistances, but let the success pull you in. I'll see you all later. Bye.